calm the room. Let me introduce Interim President Youngblood, who will kick off our program.
All right. Thank you very much, John, and good afternoon to all of you. Thank you very much for being here. This is a great day in OU athletics. Today, I am proud to announce the appointment of Jeffrey F. Konya, currently Director of Athletics at California State University, Bakersfield, to the position of Director of Athletics at Oakland University. Our new AD, our new AD will assume his responsibilities early next month. Before introducing Mr. Konya, I would like first to acknowledge several individuals. Tracy Huth, I don't believe he's in town, but Tracy served as Director of Athletics at OU from 2006 through January of this year. Tracy cared passionately about OU student athletes, coaches, and staff, indeed the entire university. He's played a critical role in strengthening OU athletics over the years, and we are all very grateful to him for his many contributions. Mr. Robbie Stewart, Interim Director of Athletics since February of this year. Robbie has worked effectively and creatively to continue to move OU athletics forward. He has involved every member of OU athletics in a careful review of a wide variety of challenges and opportunities. When Jeff takes over next month, Robbie will return to the College of Arts and Sciences as an Associate Dean, and he will also continue his great work as Faculty Athletics Representative. Thank you, Robbie, for all that you have done and will continue to do for OU athletics. And Mr. Victor Zambardi, where is Vic? There he is in the back. General Counsel and Vice President for Legal Affairs. Vic chaired the AD search committee and did an incredibly wonderful job. Searches are complex, and ours went extremely well from day number 1 to the last day of the search, thanks to the leadership of the committee chair and the commitment of all of the committee members. I thank all of you. You did an absolutely great job. All of these people, in addition to our student athletes, coaches, staff, supporters, and other members of the OU community, have helped bring us to this day and our introduction of a new AD at Oakland University. First, I would like to acknowledge that Jeff Konya's parents, Chuck and Edie Konya, are present. Mr. and Mrs. Konya, please stand. Please stand. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Now on to today's introduction. Jeffrey Konya was born in Royal Oak, Michigan, and spent part of his youth living in West Bloomfield. He holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in politics from Princeton University and a JD degree with honors from the University of Iowa College of Law. He is currently, as I mentioned before, the Director of Athletics at California State University, Bakersfield. He previously served as the Director of Athletics at Northeastern State University in Oklahoma, and in other leadership positions at the University of Memphis, the University of Texas at San Antonio, Bucknell University, and the University of South Dakota. Jeff is now coming home to Michigan and bringing an impressive and an extensive record of success in Division I athletics with him. His record confirms a total and unwavering commitment to student athletes, an effective development and execution of strategic planning in athletics, and linking all of that with institutional strategic planning. He has displayed abundant creativity and innovation and significant fundraising efforts that have been nationally recognized for their success. Here are just a few additional comments made by Jeff's many references. He is a true leader who inspires people and brings them together to pursue and accomplish great things. His communication skills are superb. He brings athletics and academics together. He is always thinking about the future and planning the steps ahead that will be necessary to achieve continuing success. He is a leader in the conference, a true standout among his AD peers. And he's a man of action. He knows how to get things done, and he gets things done. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Jeffrey Konya, incoming Director of Athletics at Oakland University.
great.
See how great you look in those colors?
Black's very slimming, right?
And a nice OU shirt here. So
That's
we'll-
great.
We'll take all these for you. Do you want to keep that?
You can take that. I'll go with the bald look.
And then we have something for you to keep your notes in.
Oh,
It's a
wonderful.
pleasure to turn it over to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm really glad to be here. I have to tell you a quick story, though, this morning. My parents are here. That's a mixed blessing. My dad, he's trying to be helpful, and he turns to me at a critical moment during breakfast at the Radisson and says, you only get one chance to make a first impression. Don't screw it up. Always been a master motivator, my father. I want to thank him for that, words of encouragement. Also want to thank Dr. Betty Youngblood for giving me this opportunity. It's tremendous. I'm really looking forward to it. Certainly want to acknowledge the job that Vic Zimbardi, the chair of the search committee, did. Where's Vic? There you are. All right. And certainly the search committee members themselves, many of whom are here today. Certainly the OU constituents that I met with represent this university in just fantastic form. And I do want to make mention that Collegiate Sports Associates really did a first-class job in facilitating the search. When I came to campus and when I did my research online, there were two things that really stood out to me. One was the symbol, the Oakland University symbol with that golden sail. You guys know what I'm talking about? And one was the motto of the university, taken from Dante's Inferno, to seek virtue and knowledge. To seek and the sail, those are images that represent forward moving, forward advancing. And certainly through the 44-year history of being a four-year institution independent from Michigan State, the early years, there's been much that has been achieved for this forward-moving institution. I mean, educationally, it's in the DNA, I think, when you consider up to 20,000 students, 100,000 living alumni, recent association with the Cooley Law School, research programs going into robotics and autism, and certainly the establishment of the medical school. Certainly, Oakland University is an economic, educational, and social driver in this particular region of the state. And in many ways, athletics, too, has been able to mirror that thought, that forward-moving train. Starting in 1970 without any sports, to the first team of cross country, to the Division II years as the Pioneers, to those 10 national championships, then making the transition to Division I as the Golden Grizzlies, and then conference championships in the Summit League and extending into the Horizon League. It's tremendous. Even just this past couple weeks, Travis Bader receiving the Coleman Medal from the Horizon League. That is the best athlete, male athlete in that particular conference. NCAA tournament participation in major sports, 2 in basketball, and then a victory over Michigan State in men's soccer. This is tremendous. All that said, I think it was the great Ella Fitzgerald that remarked, and I'm paraphrasing here, it's not where you've been, but where you're going that counts. And that's why I'm so humbled and grateful and excited to be here before you. Because I believe Oakland athletics, we can generate this forward momentum, but we can do it at a quicker pace. We can go faster. We can see different things and reach new heights. I perceive a very high ceiling for the athletic department, for the Golden Grizzlies, based off the significant potential. And how do they base these conclusions? What potential am I referring to? Well, certainly the foundation and the steady hand of leadership, most recently by Interim Athletic Director Robbie Stewart, thank you, and by Tracy Huth before him. There's been continued attention to facility improvement projects, the decision to move to the Horizon League, their coaches and staff, talent, experience that is here assembled right now, some who have 30 years of experience with tremendous results. A world-class educational opportunity for our student athletes to be here. And of course, 1,500 just unbelievable, beautiful acres that comprise the central campus, which happens to be in one of the most wealthy counties in the state and in the country. But potential is fleeting. There's a shelf life even on the best of potential. And so my vision is to unlock this potential, to break through that high ceiling, and truly establish Oakland University Athletics as a top 10 institution in its NCAA classification. And how can we do this? How can we do this together? My athletics department will value collaboration. We will not operate in silos. We will constantly be with the broader campus community every step of the way. We will continuously seek input from all of our OU constituents. We will mine that information. We will operate in a transparent manner, and then we will base strategic planning off of that. We will aggressively pursue revenue generation so that our coaches and our student athletes are in the best possible position to experience success. And we will also benchmark against the top institutions in the country. What are they doing? How are they cutting the grass? What are they doing in terms of tutoring? What does their non-conference scheduling look like? If there are any of those items that make sense for us and will be difference makers in our operations, we must look to put that into the modus operandi. But we need to stay true to what makes OU so distinctive. We need to leverage our strengths. I'm a big proponent in leveraging your strengths. Whatever those intrinsic strengths are, bring them to the forefront. Leverage them. Be innovative with them so that the strengths can then shine through. But the hallmark of how we're going to do this, how we're going to break through that ceiling, how we're going to achieve, go faster, how we're going to become a top 10 institution in this classification is that we're going to invest heavily in student-athlete development. We're going to create a unique experience for the student-athletes that choose to come here and represent this fine university and this region. We will do that in 3 ways. One is we will always be sensitive to the academic issues with our student-athletes. We certainly want them to graduate, but education is about the journey, and we must be able to allow our student-athletes to experience whatever interests they have educationally and support those efforts. Then in athletics, we want to win. That's why we play the games. We want to win. There's a win and loser. We want to win conference championships, and we want to certainly have significant national acclaim with respect to our performances in athletics. We also want our student athletes to become future leaders in society. We will definitely invest in a robust life skills program. We will also work with the Student Athlete Advisory Committee and get their feedback into what their experiences will be. We will have symposiums on leadership. We have symposiums on management. We truly want to make this a revolutionary experience for our student athletes. And how will we know we have been there? How will we know we have succeeded? How will we know when we connect all the dots, when we reach that potential, when we break through that ceiling? How are we going to know? Well, each of you may have your own independent barometer of what success will look like. To me, it's going to be a couple of individuals having a casual conversation, probably not connected to Oakland University in any way. Maybe you've never set foot in the state of Michigan, many, many miles away from here. And they'll be having a casual conversation about the best athletic institutions in the country in this classification. And what they will say is that Oakland University is one of the first institutions that they think of. And when that happens, that means we will have made it. Because in a general sense, and in a broader perspective, we will have achieved top-of-mind brand awareness for this wonderful university, and that's what athletics can do. You know, this is really a perfect fit for me. It's also a perfect fit in terms of the philosophy of what you can do at Oakland University in the athletic program. I'm a relationship guy, right? Having a first-name relationship with student-athletes, with coaches, with administrators, with the supporters of Oakland University is important to me. It's not only important to me that we have a first-name basis and that we can talk to each other and address each other that way. It's also important that those constituents, all of them, in athletics and those that support athletics, and certainly our student athletes, feel connected to what we're doing. They need to feel connected, they need to feel valued as we try to accomplish these ends that we are going to achieve together. It's also a perfect fit personally. You know, I did out my father there a little bit on his message this morning to me. But what I can also say is that in the early 70s, when he was working at Chrysler, he actually taught night classes here at Oakland University. And so the family connection, of course, you know, I get the full-time job. So it's Detroit, Metro Detroit, Oakland County. You know, I feel connected each and every time I come back here. I did grow up a little bit in West Bloomfield, was born in Royal Oak, had significant family connections with this area, kind of intersected at various points through my life. Always thought this was a destination spot for me. And every time I've been here in the years since we moved away, I felt that connection with this place. It's almost like pulling up for Thanksgiving dinner, the feeling that you have when you come here. So coming home, I appreciate those comments. That's certainly in play for me. But I'm coming home in a permanent way at an institution that has so much potential and so much promise. It means so much to so many. And to be given the athletic department operations and management in a leadership position like that, well, in many ways, this really is a dream come true. I mean, not to be hokey or anything. It is a blessing. And I cannot wait to get started and put the gas pedal down and start moving toward even greater heights for our athletic department. I thank you for being here, and I'm available for any questions. Thank you. It's not this humid in Bakersfield, so please forgive me.